All right, people, welcome back. Stephen J. Ghost jumping into the next game. Next game we're going to go over is Primetime versus Don't Sleep. Now, Primetime is coming in off of a loss where they lost to PME 18-13. They got Lil's going to make it this game, who's their first-round draft pick, number 2 overall. And they're going to have their second-round draft pick in Matt. Remember, they traded their third round, which was Sal, who went to the Raiders. And on the other side, Don't Sleep comes in off of their huge loss to UCF 27-12. Their draft pick will be here, Prince Mo. Rico will be here, but he won't play. So the concern is last week, Mick. Mick last week didn't do great, 2 of 7. Kind of started off a little slow, still getting used to it. Made some capable plays, but definitely left us wanting more. And on the other side, we see Melvin start. He did pretty decent, threw 3 interceptions, but did throw 2 touchdowns for his first debut in UFL. But now Mister's here as Melvin not going to make, and Mister will get the start. Who you think has more pressure on them? Don't Sleep's Mick or Primetime's Mister?
Well, Mick is still, this is still his first season. So obviously he has a lot to prove that he can hang with all the rest of these quarterbacks here. So he's going to initially have a lot to prove since it's his first time playing in this league. But Mister, I believe Mister's played in this league before.
I think he threw before, yeah.
Yes. He didn't start when he threw, but he played in this league before. So he's looking to prove that he can be the starter that was the one that was overlooked on his team. Remember, there was rumors about him playing on this team and starting or whatever, and then Tiki went with Melvin. I think that Mister has more to prove because he wants to push for that starting spot. Any quarterback in his position is going to want that starting spot. So if he has the opportunity now, he wants to prove that Tiki chose wrong with starting Melvin, and he wants to prove that in this game. Any quarterback would.
That's a good point. So we're going to jump right into the game, not leave our fans on the edge. We'll jump right into the game. After getting the first down, Mister throw to Ashton on the sideline for a decent game. Second down, Mister's going to throw the leak in the middle, who runs it in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0, prime time. Mister, with all the doubters, all this, he finds his man. Leak is a guy who says they don't talk about him enough. Now, we talk about Lil, but we don't talk about Leak. And Leak is showing what he can do getting in the end zone here.
And I gotta say 2 things. First of all, wait for Mister to score his first touchdown right as he gets on the field. And he was able to do it pretty easily. He used Ashton for that big play there to get the ball moving on first down. On first down after getting the first, and he's able to find Leak in the end zone. So he was able to drive, get the first down, and get all the way into the end zone. So that's an impressive drive for your first drive. Not to say this is his debut drive, but he's showing that he can get it done if he gets the start. And on Don't Sleep, this is looking bad already. Don't Sleep is supposed to be a good defensive team. And Mister, who's not even starting, was able to get his first points already. So that's the issue that they have to worry about. Remember, I emphasized the defense last game instead of focusing on Mick, and I think that that's something that they really need to focus on because this was too easy for this primetime offense.
Absolutely right. Now we're going to jump with Don't Sleep getting the 4. Mick on 4 rush, shakes bread, throws deep to Mike, wide open in the middle court, runs it into the end zone for the touchdown, 6 up as Don't Sleep scores back. If you look here, Meek steps up, leaving them open. I've always criticized Tiki about this defense. This is a bad mistake by Meek. Meek is a veteran. He should know that. He allows Mike to get behind him, and Mike's been scoring. Mike's been showing that he's a capable player over the seasons. And he gets in the end zone here. Mick, once again, shows the ability to go downfield. I kind of call him a Tua Tagovailoa, Tagovailoa, however you say his last name. He got that kind of skills to me, and he's able to make moves, which is here, shakes bread completely. You know what I mean? This is loose bread, loaf of bread. Whatever bread it was, he wasn't able to stop Mick, and Mick is able to get into the score for the touchdown.
And one thing I could say is Mick is confident enough to not worry about the pressure coming in. As soon as he sees Bread, he's able to shake him easily. One thing I could say is quick. Mick has that quick first step to get past a rusher coming in. And you, as a quarterback, you need that to create separation, extra time for yourself. And Mick is able to do that and find Mike downfield, able to spot as Meek moves away from his receiver, and he's able to hit him for the touchdown. Way to score right back for Don't Sleep.
First time miss on 4 rushes, sacked by AB. AB, he gets the sack here. Missed on third down, throws an Ashton in the gap, who runs for a nice gain and a first down. If you look at Sunray goes for the ball before the catch. Sunray has to make this play. Sunray's a guy I've always wanted to play in the UFL. I've always liked his swagger, but more on the offensive side of the ball than the defensive side of the ball. They got him on the defense. He has to find a way to make this catch and make the play on the ball. He does it. First time miss on 4 rushes, sacked by AB before the pitch. AB is definitely a great defensive end. He's not the same as Damo, but he's able to make plays and make sacks because of his size and his speed in order to get to the quarterback. Third down, misses, blitzed by Sunray. Throws a leak in the back of the end zone, incomplete. Fourth down, missed, throws it up in the end zone, caught out of bounds, turnover on downs. Don't Sleep was able to make the stop. I criticized the defense last week. Here they make a great stop.
And I think that all started with AB putting pressure on Mister.
Yes.
He had too easy a time on that first drive. As soon as AB comes in with the pressure, now you see Mister making mistakes. And that was the key difference in this drive. It was all because AB, not to say he gets 100% of the credit, but he gets enough credit to say that he influenced the offense to do worse than they did in their first drive. So you got to give him credit, starting with that sack, putting pressure on Mister, making his job that much harder and causing a turnover here.
Second down after a short pass, Mick throws to Mimi on the sideline, off target, tipped by Meek, but caught by Mimi for a nice gain and a first down. First of all, once again, Meek is getting the tip. I need Meek to make plays. That's what I need him for. This is my problem with Meek. He never seals the deal. He makes these mistakes, and he makes a mistake here. And Mimi with a great play. We talked about Mimi in the BQFL. He plays sometimes in the C2, plays in the C. We always feel he could upgrade, makes a great play. This is the Mimi that we expected. Great play there. Second down, Mick throws deep to Prince Mo on the sideline, knocked away by Lee. I like the fact that Mick is trying to get Prince Mo involved in the passing game, even though it gets knocked away. Third down, Mick is blitzed by Artie, rolls right, throws to Prince Mo on the sideline, who catches it at the 3-yard line. I like this. Mick is trying to use the weapon. Mick is trying to get their #1 pick involved and finds him here after getting it knocked away the first time, comes back to him. I like this play by Mick.
Listen, this is a big play getting Prince Mo into the drive. This is what Mick needs to do. He was able to score in the first drive, but you want to get Prince Mo added to that offense, using him as a target out there. Now he's getting him into the game, and that's going to make Mick that much more comfortable in the pocket, knowing that he has a dynamic receiver like Prince Mo that he can go to.
Fourth down, Mick throws to Mimi, cutting in the front of the end zone, drop, picked off by Ty, giving Primetime the ball, less the game. Mimi got to make this catch. Great throw by Mick. Unfortunately, it's going to go on Mick's stats for an interception, but Mimi got to make this catch. I know you know the vibes. I know all that. I know when he makes a mistake at times, his team don't get on him the way he gets on them. I'm going to get on him. Mimi, I know the vibe, and the vibe was you dropped 6 points. He has to make this catch. And not only did he drop money, he gave it away and caused an interception. That's horrible when Mick is trusting him, going back to him, and he lets him down by dropping it and gets intercepted.
Listen, at the end of the day, Mick got them to the red zone. He threw a touchdown pass here. Unfortunately, Mimi wasn't able to hold on to it and make the score here. So my thing is, Mick is doing his job. So he got them to the red zone twice already. So at the end of the day, receivers have to make these catches. I like that he got Prince Mo in the drive, but Mimi has to be the one to finish if he gets the ball thrown to him. We know that he's one that's able to take over a game when he's ready, but on here, we're not seeing that Mimi right now, and he drops a routine touchdown pass that leads to interception.
Second down, Mister's going to throw the nines in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Mister gets flagged for cursing. Why are you cursing? You're the quarterback. Yeah. Who are you cursing at? Bad flag by Mister. Last play before I have Mister all 4 rush is sacked by AB before the throw, taking us into halftime 6-6.
Listen, in terms of don't sleep, we criticized Mick. We criticized that he wasn't able to, do that well in the first game. Obviously he was, getting used to the league or whatever. But right here, he's doing the best he can. He's doing his job here. He's getting into the red zone. He missed a pass here with Mimi dropping a pass here. He was able to score on the first drive. So he's doing his job. You cannot kill him here. The receivers have to do their job and catch these passes, especially Mimi. That's what Mimi does. This is what we know Mimi to do. Now, at the end of the day, I like that AB is able to put pressure on Mister. And I think that is the key to his game. That's going to be the key to their defense. It starts with the giver putting pressure on the quarterback. AB has to be the guy to do that consistently. And I think that if he's able to do that, it's going to make the secondary's job that much easier to lock up, knowing that the pressure's coming in, forcing some uncomfortable throws by the quarterback. And they're able to, they're actually looking good right now. They just have to keep their defense consistent with the pass rush here.
Mister's trying to show not only his coach, not only his teammates, the UFL, but he should have been the starter. That's what he's trying to prove. He's trying to prove it to himself. Most importantly, you can't go 1 of 3 in the first half. Now, he has to show a little more. I think he's capable. Start this quarterback controversy. Let them know you're here too. Because, I heard Tiki not really naming a starter, saying Mister's my guy. In case this, he didn't believe Mister had the talent to be a starter.
Yeah.
Yo, coach, you're going to straight up say it. You're not going to gas up the world. You're not going to front on the world. Even if you knew Melvin was going to be a starting quarterback the whole time, you shouldn't even threw Mr. Name in there at all. He did. So Mr. should go out there with something to prove. This defense, I played decent. I think they could play better, but I think it comes down to their starting quarterback. We're going to jump into the second half. Mick throws a Prince Mo cutting on the sideline for a nice game and the first down. I like the fact that Prince Mo and Mick are finding chemistry and they're starting to get that link together. We're going to look at, right now, Lil is getting into the game. So he gets in the game, he finally make it in the second half. Second to go, Mick is blitzed by Matt. Matt, we talked about earlier, Matt finally making a play. Matt is blocked by Mimi. Mick finds Macho in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 12-6, don't sleep. If you look here, the defense is left guard and no one up front, no one's talking, and don't sleep takes the lead.
And this is lack of communication. And this is not something that you want to give a quarterback just starting to get comfortable in the pocket. You're not supposed to make bad defensive plays right here. You give up the front, you focus on the front of the end zone, but if you communicate, guys can drop back and go for those passes that's done to the back. You have time to reach there if the receivers are known to be there. If you communicate, you're going to know where these receivers are. But they're not communicating on defense, and they give Mick an opportunity to score here when they could have had a stop here in the red zone. So communication is key, especially in the red zone. They're not able to do that here, and they give up a touchdown.
12-6, don't sleep. We're going to jump into now Primetime gets the ball. Mr. throws a Reem, cutting in the middle for a decent game. Reem was a part of that Lil package, making a play here. Third down, Mr. throws a Lil in the gap for a decent game and the first down. If you look here, defense is giving him too much space in the gap. Seems like they don't want to get the beat over the top, so they're giving up mad space in the gap. Mr. finds that. I like that. Third down after 2 incomplete passes, Mr.'s blitzed by AB, who's blocked by Reem. Throws a Matt, cutting in the gap for a nice game, getting him to the 4-yard line. If you look here, no one's talking on defense. This is Maine's defense. He's a defensive captain. He criticized people. He talked to people. I need you to make it happen. I need you to make a play. Your defense is playing a cushion. Mister's finding people. Matt gets involved in a passing attack. We've seen Lil get involved. Now Reem picks up the blitz on AB. AB's been blitzing. AB's been getting sacks all day. And Reem is showing he's a capable blocker, stopping AB in his tracks. Fourth down. Mr. on-4 rush finds Meek in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 12-12, they tie the game right back.
And Mister's able to respond here. that extra time, these extra guys on the field. You see Reem was able to get a key pass here. You see Matt getting a big pass here with that extra time provided by me, by Reem. So all they're doing is making Mister that much more comfortable to make these throws. And that's all a positive in the end. You're taking advantage of this defense that's not talking. They're not paying attention to each other. They're not reading where the receivers are, and Mister's able to take advantage. That's how you quarterback. That's how you show Tiki on the sideline that I'm supposed to be here starting. I'm supposed to be here being the man throwing the ball to these guys. He's showing that he's able to score again in the second half, showing that this game is not over and he's still in it to win it.
First down, Meek throws a mic in the gap, picked off with one hand by Leo. This is why they drafted him number 2. This is why they went after him and didn't go after Corey. This is the play that this guy can make. Half man, half amazing. That is an interception. Great play by Leo.
And the thing about it is it comes out of nowhere. You see Leo reads the play right away and just simply reaches out and just snatches that ball right out of the air. And I don't think Mick saw that Leo was able to react to it that quick. He saw Mike open, or he thought he was open, but Leo was watching it the whole way and is able to make an impressive one-handed interception, showing that he is going to be a difference maker in this game, and he shows it right away on this defensive play here.
Half man, half amazing, a.k.a. Vince Carter, because that's who he goes upstairs like. Primetime gets the ball back. After getting the first down, Mr. throws a nines on the sign for a decent game. Second down, Mr. throws a Reem in the gap, high, right through his hands, incomplete. Third down, Mr. throws a leap in the middle, who runs to the 5-yard line. Fourth down, Mr. with blocker from Liney, throws a Meek in the front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped. Turnover on down. Listen, I'm tired of seeing this from Meek. I'm tired of him showing us a glimpse of a top 8 player and then showing us why he's not. And today, he's showing us why he's not. You can't make these mistakes. You're making them on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
If you want to sit down, don't be embarrassed. Don't embarrass yourself. Say, Tiki, how you doing? Can I sit down? Because I don't feel like playing. Because this ain't playing. 2 errors on both sides of the ball. It's huge mistakes. This is 6 points that he gives up and lets his quarterback, who's trying to prove he needs to be the starter, down. Mick gets the ball back. Second down, Mick throws deep to Prince Mo in the mat in the gap. Prince Mo not looking, picked off by Leo. 10 seconds left in the clock. I can't believe it. Once again, this is a play made by Leo. Prince Mo got to make this play. He's the number 1 pick in the drive. Now, I heard it was a decoy play. I think he was attempting to go downfield and open up for somebody. You should never run a decoy play with Prince Mo. He's the best player on this team going against their best defender. You should want to step up for the challenge. You should want to be with this man one-on-one. And he didn't make the play, and Lil did. Showing why Lil feels he should have been the number 1 pick with 10 seconds up in the clock.
And it feels like only one person anticipated the throw coming to them, and that was Leo. And he was able to react to it. Prince Mo had a step on Leo, but he doesn't react to the ball. If he had the opportunity to react and step up for the ball, this probably could have been a big play for Prince Mo. I've seen him make catches like this before, but he's not aware. He doesn't react in time. And Leo coming full speed for that ball. If you look, he has that catch-up speed to actually close the gap and go after that ball for the huge interception, giving Primetime an opportunity to get a shot at winning this game. That's an impressive way to play defense there by Leo.
Remember, the score is 12-12. Mister gets the ball back. Quick throw to Leak on the sideline for a decent game. 2 seconds on the clock. Gonna take us to the last play of the game. Mister drops back. He's gonna throw it up. Leo jumping up with the catch over Prince Mo, over Mimi for the touchdown, ending the game in walk-off fashion. Talk your mess. Now, this is unbelievable. Look at this jumper. Freeze frame. You see the guy who's jumped over? That's Prince Mo. That's the #1 pick in the draft. You can't tell me that Lil did not feel that he should have been the #1 pick. And this was more personal. He goes upstairs and out jumps him. And look at this right here. Mimi's at least 6'3". He jumps over him too. And this is a touchdown, walk-off fashion, ending the game. 18-17, 18-12, I'm sorry. Half man, half amazing. What do you think?
This guy's built different. That's all I got to say about that. You see, as soon as he comes in, after the touchdown they scored, it was all interception. Next drive, interception. On offense, touchdown to win the game. He took over this game.
Yep.
And taking over the game by catching a play over the #1 draft pick being the #2.
Yep.
You can't write this script.
No.
It's just crazy how this game ended with Lil just taking over. That is why you draft him the way you drafted him. And I think Primetime knew this, and that's why they went and grabbed him at #2. I think that they knew before everybody else that Lil was going to be that difference maker for their team. And you see that he was able to get them a win by himself in the second half as soon as he got on the field. That's just him built different. You say half man amazing. I half man, half amazing. I just say he's built different. That's exactly what it is.
We're going to go to the interview. We're going to talk to a few guys on Primetime. We'll be right back.
What's going on? Stephen J here with Primetime, Lil, Mr. and Tiki. Lil, tell me what made your decision to join the draft in the first place?
I just wanted to play competition. I felt I was an A player. Everybody felt I was an A player, so I might as well join the draft.
What was the thought process? Like, how did you find out you got drafted to Primetime?
I actually watched the live stream. I kind of thought I was going #1. I'm not going to lie to you, but I fell to #2, and I can't be happier.
Do you take it as you had a pick, a touchdown? You had 2 touchdowns. No, I'm sorry. You had a touchdown and 2 picks. Did you come in this game thinking person that you didn't go #1?
Nah, I ain't taking personal. I just came here to play football.
Tell me what's the first thing that Tiki told you when y'all had your first conversation?
The first thing he told me is this is why we picked you. You should have been #1, but this is why we picked you.
Mister, when did you find out you got the start today?
Be honest. When I got here.
Do you take it as type of disrespectful that you're the backup of Melvin and you've been here longer?
I just come to play. Like, I'm upset, yeah, but I'm still come to play.
What is it like having a guy like Leak on the field, Reem, Nas, all these other guys, Meek, Leak himself? What is it having all those weapons for you?
It's dope. You know what I mean? I got a lot of options, and I can spread the ball to anybody. I don't have to just concentrate on one particular player.
Tiki, you said that this is why you drafted him #1. People say you should have drafted Corey 1. You got a lot of controversy. Can you kind of say you told us up to the league?
No, I won't do that. But I told you this is not a quarterback-driven league. This is a defensive league. As long as the quarterback can get 3 scores with the defensive athletes we got, we'll be good.
Well, Mr. threw 3 touchdowns, threw no interceptions. Melvin threw 3 interceptions last week. Is it possible that maybe you need to change the helm of quarterback?
Not after 1 week. And also, Melvin didn't have the same weapons that Mr. had, but they all quarterbacks, so it doesn't make a difference. No controversy on our team.
Is it a concern for you that even though you're picking up the late games, your guys are still getting here late?
Yeah, but we spoke about that. So we shouldn't be late next week against the Raiders at 11:30.
Is there anything that you think that y'all can improve on going forward?
Oh, a lot. It's week 2. We got, 6 more games. By the time players come around, we'll be jello, right? And we gave up 2 scores today on a breakdown, so our defense is getting better also.
All right, we're going to thank Tiki for being here with us. We're going to see you on the site. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, folks.
Shout to them. You know he wanted to be #1 pick.
Yeah.
You know. That was personal. I hope Prince Mo have a chip on his shoulder now.
Yeah.
Now, I know Prince Mo kind of, and this had to feel good for Mister, because there was rumors that Prince Mo did not want to play for Primetime if Mister was the starting quarterback. That was rumored, which is why I kind of think Tiki was hoping that Don't Sleep drafted. He goes and gets the guy he said he wanted the whole time. And this is why. Leak came and took the game over and won by himself. By himself. 2 interceptions and a walk-up touchdown catch. Tiki got saved This defense for Tiki did not look great. They gave up 12 points, which was decent. But remember, it was a drop touchdown early in the game by Mimi, which should have been 6 points. So I'm not going to sit down and say, oh my goodness, they play lights out defensively. But at the end of the day, they got a game win. Tiki looks like a genius with the draft pick of Lil, of knowing that was going to bring Reem. This team is very dangerous. Now you got to ask yourself, well, Mr. threw 3 touchdown passes.
Oh, I was going to get to that, but go ahead.
Melvin threw 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. And 2
He
touchdowns.
threw 2 touchdowns, but he threw 3 interceptions.
How many did Mr. throw?
I think Mr. has as much as a strong arm as Melvin.
Yeah.
And he's taller. I smell quarterback controversy. And remember, did you see when Tiki decided to tell Mr. he was getting a start? You knew Melvin wasn't coming.
Yeah.
He knew Melvin wasn't coming. Why would you tell him at the last minute he's going to start? You know why? I think he wanted Matt to throw.
Wow.
I believe Matt got there a few minutes late. I think he wanted Matt to throw. That's why he never told Mr. he was going to start. Why would you not tell him unless Melvin called you on the highway and said, aliens abducted me, I ain't going to make it. Because he knew Melvin wasn't coming. Mr. has to know that Tiki does not believe in him here. He proved he does, because I could be wrong. But again, why would you not tell Mr. early in the day is going to start? You already didn't start him in the beginning of the season. You already won with Melvin in the beginning of the season. You can't give Mr. the benefit of the respect to say you're going to start. I know they're going to say I'm starting trouble, so you go ahead and then I'll analyze.
Listen,
this.
I just wanted to point out, Mr. threw no interceptions in this game.
None.
He
They
didn't
had a drop touchdown.
Yes, so he had potential to throw 4 touchdowns instead of 3.
Yes.
You know, yes, it was all Leo, that last touchdown. So I don't think Mr. gets that much credit for that one. That was all Leo. But it still counts. It still counts. So at the end of the day, you had an opportunity to score 4 touchdowns. So who performed better in the end? We both can say it was Mr. Yep. Mr. performed better than Melvin.
Yep.
You know, so at the end of the day, you're saying, you know, it may not be a quarterback controversy or whatever. I think it is. It's fair to say it is. You know, I'm not going to just beat around the bush. I think it is a controversy. So now Melvin has to prove that Tiki picked right for starting him. And if he doesn't, the players are going to say, hey, Mr. had a good game the last game. Why isn't he quarterbacking?
And you still got Reem there.
Definitely going to say that.
You got Reem there. You got Matt there. He has a few quarterbacks here.
And listen, I hate your saying about if you have a multiple quarterbacks, you really have none. I hate that saying. You like to say a lot of times. But this here, you can say, okay, there's context involved in this. Maybe there's something to that here. Because you have all of these guys who can step up the quarterback, who can say, I can do that. I can do better. Mr. proved it already. So that's an issue. Melvin has to be, in my opinion, he has to come in at least doing a little bit better than Mr. At least on par, if not lights out. Otherwise, it's going to have an issue.
He didn't do that to prove that he should be the starter after this game Mr. had. And on the other side, don't sleep. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Mick. Mick played decent, but he threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
One wasn't his fault, but the other 2 were.
Yeah.
So Mick has come in throwing, when I'm looking at their numbers right now, Mick has come in, counting this game, he has 4 interceptions in 2 games. Not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense with Mick throwing is 4 of 12. Not good numbers at all. But it's going to take time. I like the fact that he got Prince more involved. Some race here. I think this offense, Mike got in the end zone. Macho got in the end zone. I think this team's going to get better once Mick gets the swagger. But Mick just won a championship in Expo.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about that. Joel put his name on the line because if you saw game 1, who was on the sideline watching? KC.
Mm-hmm.
Does KC live in New York?
No.
He didn't step on the field. So that shows that Joel pushed the chips in, is all in on Mick. Mick has to give him money back on his deposit. He has to give him money back. He has to give him interest. Because right now, Joel's name was on the line. Because they drafted Prince Mo knowing Corey was there.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest thing about it before you jump in, his defense isn't very good.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the defense.
His defense
but go ahead.
is not very good.
Yeah.
This game, they were 3 of 6 on this defense. 3 of 6, Mr. Threw no interceptions. This season, the offensive right now against this Don't Sleep defense is 7 of 12. They gave up 7 scores on 12 possessions. They only have 1 interception. This is not a very good defense, led by the defensive specialist in Maine, the guy who basically has Ravens-type defense, the guy who analyzes and puts stuff up about what guys should do and how they should do it, has one of the worst defenses in the league. 7 of 12. I know we were worrying about Mick, but either Maine fix it or Maine needs to sit. Remember, Maine wasn't really here last season. And last season, if you look at this defense for them last season, Don't Sleep's defense last year was 8th overall, and their defense efficiency was 13th. Maine barely showed up, but he was a part of that defense, which wasn't very good. And this season, they're not very good on you. They gave up 27 points the first game, 18 points the second game.
Listen, and
on you.
And my thing is, I agree with you on that. The thing about it is, once you see that Maine is on the field there, and he doesn't figure out that they're gonna do that jump ball to Leo, how you not know that? How you not know that? Everybody in the park knew that.
Yep.
Leo dunks on people as a career. He has a career in dunking on people. That's pretty much what he does. That's his bread and butter. So you know that was going to happen. You weren't prepared for it? That's hard to believe. So that just shows that your defense is just unprepared for all of these things that's coming in front of them.
They're giving up 24 points a game. 24 points a game. This is a bad defense.
And it's disappointing because they have a lot of talent on this team. But it's not gelling together on defense.
Rob wasn't here. But we already said they had Rob playing out of position. Rob should not be playing ball giver. Rob should be playing middle. So May has to figure out how he's going to put these guys together. This is not a very good defense. 1 pick in 2 games.
Yeah.
Not looking good. Again, you've given up 7 out of 12. You can sit down and go on social media and say whatever you want to say about Stephen J, about Ghost, but I just gave you numbers. Numbers. You can sit down and talk about the league. You can talk about the commissioner. You can talk about suspensions. Yeah. You're leading one of the worst defenses in the league. Talk about that. Talk about a defense last season. When I look at the numbers, Don't Sleep last season was 9th last season, Don't Sleep was 4th in sacks. Last year, Don't Sleep, there was 4th in sacks and there was 7th in interceptions.
Now, one thing I could say is they are kind of catching up with the sack, especially with AB's play in this game.
Yes.
Showing that they're still able to put pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
That's going to be something to lean on, though. They have potential to get better, especially when you have AB able to consistently put on pressure. They need to have that as a marker for how they move forward with their defense, because at least they have something going for them. Their secondary has to step up and communicate better because they're not looking good right now, and I think that's the main issue with their defense right now.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up with Primetime with the walk-off, basically. 18-12. We'll be right back. Real Tough Talk.